And the fallout from the Hawke's Bay Ranfurly Shield win continues. The rugby union is investigating allegations of drug taking and has taken possession of the Ranfurly Shield after the loggerwood was torn into two over the weekend. It had only recently been painstakingly restored by Levin's silversmith, James Dwan. He joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Laura.
Now, there are allegations of drug taking because there are pictures circulating online of this sort of white powder on the shield. What do you think that is?
I have a feeling it's plaster of Paris. I put some plaster inside the shield to strengthen the centrepiece a couple of years ago, and I just got a funny feeling it's a little bit of the plaster. I'll know more on Thursday when I see the shield. Yeah.
What do you mean you put it in the middle to strengthen it? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, the centre section is fairly weak, and so we put plaster in behind to try and prevent it from getting dented. So that's pretty much why that was done.
You've obviously seen the images of it in two pieces now, and there's talk of that it was, you know, dropped on the kitchen floor or something. Do you think that's possible to break it in that way?
Well, not with the weave of the grain and the oak. It should not split like that. I'll know more when I see it. It has happened on the old shield. We had a lot of problems because that was made out of two sections, where this shield is actually a solid piece of oak. So it shouldn't really happen like that at all. So until we actually see it and see if there's any more dents involved, which would have come from something else happening to it, we sort of can't really answer it in any other way. We just need to have a look at the shield first.
What would it take to damage something like that?
Running over it with a truck is pretty good. Drop from a great height. I mean, it is fairly heavy. It's probably 3 or 4 times heavier than the old shield. It's at least probably 3 times as thick. So, which was made like that to prevent this sort of thing from happening.
Yeah, you've put a lot of hard work into this. How did you feel when you saw that it had been damaged like this?
Pretty gutted. I haven't actually seen. I saw a glimpse of it in its present condition, but I haven't really had a good look at any of the TV footage of it or anything yet. But yeah, pretty gutted when I got the first phone call from a friend saying, you're not going to like what's happened to your shield. So then the phone calls came in, and they were telling me what had happened to it, and then of course it hit the news. So yeah, it's not nice to know that there's not only myself involved, other people involved in getting it to where it is today, or where it was a couple of days ago. So they're pretty upset about it as well.
Is this the worst treatment of it you've seen since you've been looking after it?
No, well, not on this shield. On the old shield, that's been abused in a big way. We did a complete restoration on it about 6 years ago. It ended up in a spa pool, so all the chemicals got into the timber, and that's really brittle now. It's pretty much rotten. People take the shields off and engrave their names underneath them. Someone took the whole centrepiece off one day and filled it up with builder's bog. It took me 2 weeks to get that out before I could replate the centre section. So yeah, that takes a hell of a lot of abuse. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we're just talking about, you know, the bad treatment that it's received in recent days, but actually this has been going on for quite some time.
Oh, it has. I would say probably more in the last 7 or 8 years than in previous years. I think I've done it about 3 times now, repaired the splits in the old one from various unions that get hold of it.
You're the man to fix it each time. So you said you're getting it on Thursday. Will you then determine whether it's fixable or whether we'll need a brand new one?
Oh, no, it'll be fixable. Yeah. Yeah, no, we will fix it. Yes.
Hey,
yeah, no, it won't be a problem. We'll get it all back up and running.
Which
Yes.
team, you mentioned it's been broken a few times, which team is the worst team when it comes to damage?
I couldn't really state which teams were the worst. In some cases, I don't know the teams that actually did the damage. I don't know if I should say who. I shouldn't mention teams like Otago and things like that, I suppose.
I guess that's where you need a spark ball down south.
Yeah. They know who they are, put it that way, yeah.
Hey, James, what
I
are those...
think it was a spa pool, wasn't there?
Oh, right. What are those trophies behind you? I can see some on the cabinet there. Are you restoring some at the moment?
Just some I've had in for engraving and a bit of repair work, that sort of thing. I do quite a few trophies for schools and clubs. Yeah.
You love doing it by the sounds of it, James.
I was actually going to retire about 10 years ago.
Right.
That hasn't happened.
Well, they might keep you busy.
My earpiece here somewhere.
They might keep you busy for a few years yet. James, thank you for being with us. I think we're losing his sound there.